Okay. Okay. It's What's Pissing You Off Wednesday here at the McTaggart Attack Podcast for March 10th, 2021, where I rant about stuff for you. Usually where I find them are on Facebook, so find me on Facebook if you want to comment there, or you can find me on Twitter at McTaggart Attack. I usually ask the question like maybe once or twice a week. I had to ask it twice this week on Twitter because the first time I wrote it, what's pudding you off? Pudding, like the dessert. And I had a lot of people comment with what desserts they don't like. And so I'm not using any of those. It has given me an idea for a niche for a dessert podcast somewhere down the line, but no. This is what's pissing you off. I do this for you as a public service. I have quite a few selections from Facebook and Twitter, but I want to get to one first that is another way people can comment, because if you're watching this on YouTube and you have something you want me to rant about, or you have something that's pissing you off, and you're watching it on YouTube, there's a way you can leave a comment. You can leave a comment in the YouTube video for this episode, for instance. Someone did this last week. This is from Hammer Toss on YouTube. Hammer Toss he asks the question, what is it good luck for picking up a penny tails up or heads down? One of them is also bad luck. Fact. I to be honest, I really don't know what this question means. When is it good luck, or what is good luck? I think it's heads up. I think heads up for a penny is good luck. But also, why the hell do we even need pennies anymore? Seriously. Pennies just seem useless to me. They're useless change. Also, pennies in this time of a pandemic, where we're currently in a pandemic, and hopefully a few months from now we'll be out of the pandemic, why do we need to carry around change that millions of other people have probably also held as well? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. We need to get rid of change. Or we need to at least get rid of pennies, because they're fucking pointless. Thank you for the contribution, Hammer Toss, on YouTube. See, you can comment on YouTube, and I will rant about it for you or get mad about it, usually. Let's go. I want to go to Twitter next. Had quite a few, because I posted this earlier today, and I got quite a few selections on the Twitter. Got even some new selections on the Twitter. And yeah, let's see. Got some new selections on the Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at McTaggart Attack. And let me get to that full list. Here we go. This is from at Super Eradicator. He's pissed off about how politicians and weathermen can lie in their jobs every day and still get paid. Yes! Oh my god, those have to be like the two top jobs where it's perfectly okay to lie or get stuff wrong and still get paid lots of money. It's unbelievable. At least with weathermen, their intentions are good. I'm not so sure their intentions are good for politicians. I really don't think so. I don't think some politicians, their intentions are very good. At least it doesn't seem that their intentions are good. Their intentions are good to make themselves better in the situation. But seriously, all they do is lie, and they get paid millions of dollars to do it. And it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's amazing. I'm jealous. I want a job like that, where I can lie and get paid millions of dollars to do it. Either a politician or weatherman, because they're really the same. Even though they're not the same. Even though I do think at some point there are some weathermen who've probably been on television and have gotten such a good following that they've decided to run for office. Which I guess completes the circle of lies, I suppose. Thank you, Eradicator. Let's see. This one's from Thomas L. Terrible on Twitter. He's pissed off because his insurance company owes him $2,000 and they won't return his calls. Oh my god. Yeah, insurance companies are the worst. I mean, I hate insurance companies. It's such a pain in the ass. Like, you can't afford to get sick nowadays. And like within the past couple decades, you can't afford to get sick. Like, I know people that have died because they didn't have health insurance. Or they were afraid that they would have to pay more in health insurance. They were afraid of how much they were going to have to pay in health insurance or pay the hospital. So they died. I mean, how sad is that? That's how broken our healthcare system is. When we'd rather die than get to pay for healthcare. Should be a right. Healthcare should be a right. Should be free in some cases, from what all I fucking know. Thank you for that contribution. This is from Liz Stockdill. Our climate of manufactured outrage by both parties. Can I get me some discernment? Yeah, both sides just get mad about the stupidest shit sometimes. And I'm assuming she means something like with the whole Dr. Seuss thing, canceling Dr. Seuss when it was Dr. Seuss that canceled themselves. From books that we don't even fucking read anyway, but it's just the manufactured outrage. That's the perfect way to explain it. It's manufactured outrage. It's not real outrage. It's inauthentic outrage. I'm outraged at this inauthentic outrage. And it needs to stop. This one is from Renata on Twitter. I can't pronounce the last name, Renata, sorry, but I will put everyone's Twitter handle in their suggestion in the show notes, just like I will for the Facebook and the one YouTube person that I just mentioned. Anyway, Renata is pissed off. Bath towels. They all look and feel fluffy, but you never know if the towel will absorb moisture or just move water around your body. Yeah, it seems to me like the fluffiest looking of the towels is the worst of the towels. You know? I'm skeptical of towels sometimes. It really depends. I need a good brand name towel. I'm not going to get some just cheap towel. I don't want a cheap towel. I want good quality towels that I know will soak up the water and won't just push it around for me. I'd be better off with a paper towel in some cases than a damn bath towel. Be careful where you get your bath towels from. You never know what people in the store do with those things anyway. Especially Walmart. Walmart probably has the worst bath towels. Thank you for that suggestion, Renata. Fred Tundalo on Twitter. I keep saying on Twitter, but you know these are on Twitter. But the fact that you are not a liberal. We are gay, remember? Conservatives gave us nothing but heartache and the prison known as the closet. We liberals made us from second-class citizens to first class. I've talked to him about this on Twitter and things, but like for me, I just hate labels. I think there are too many damn labels. I'm not a liberal, but I am a Democrat. He's referencing an episode from, I think it was the last episode, where I said I'm not a liberal because I got sick and tired of people yelling at me and making fun of me and calling me a liberal as like a derogatory term. And I just hate labels. I think labels are stupid. So, yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I don't know if I'm a progressive, liberal, whatever, but listen to that episode where I say I'm not a liberal, and that should explain everything. Here's one from Holly Mulcahy. The word reimagined. Reimagined shouldn't be a word. Reimagined is a make-up word. The word reimagined is stupid. It should just be imagined. Here's one from Brian Brushaw on Twitter. Pooled employer plans won't be the game changer the 401k industry hopes for. And then he said, tried to be as obscure and specific as possible for you. You're welcome. What is the point of putting in money towards my 401k or pooled employee plans, whatever the fuck that is? I don't even know what the hell that is. If I don't have any money in my now fund, what's the point of having money in my retirement fund, putting money in my retirement fund, if I don't have money in my now fund, Brian? Daniel McMurtry, he's pissed off at having to be black. I'm mixed race and was brought up by my white mother. My black father ran away back to Africa. My culture, education, family, and environment was predominantly white. Why am I expected to think and act as if I'm black? That's a good point. That's a good point, and that's annoying. So what? So what? It's where you're raised. You were raised in a white community. You should act like where you're raised. And you have every right to be pissed off about this. And that is annoying, the expectations that people put on you when you're just trying to live your life. You don't see yourself as a black person, and that's perfectly fine with you, and people should respect that. And there's awful people on both sides that want you to follow their cause or not follow their cause or whatever, and they hate you for not following your cause. And then there's people in this situation, which is a rare situation, I would think, but it's just let people live their lives, for crying out loud. Gamer chick. What pisses me off is literally giving everything to someone, and in the end you find out you were never enough. Yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to say it. That's great. It's annoying. It's awful. Yeah. It's like one person wants something out of the relationship, but the other person in the relationship doesn't want a damn thing. Or they just want one thing. And you don't want to give them that one thing all the time. Jamie Lee Comedy is pissed off at TikTok's community guidelines. Yeah. Let me tell you something. TikTok's community guidelines. Okay. I got bullied in a TikTok video. Someone stitched one of my TikTok videos and bullied me about it. Made fun of how I talked and how I looked. And I reported it, and my reporting got denied. So yeah, TikTok's guidelines are stupid. Just stupid. Nick Valley is pissed off about people saying "I mean" unnecessarily at the start of a sentence. I mean, that is annoying. But I mean, people have these verbal tics that they use, to get out the words that they need to say. And I mean, if you're going to get upset about that, you should probably be aware of your own verbal cues before you go ahead and make fun of people for their verbal cues. I mean, you can go ahead and be mad about whatever you want, but I mean, you have to just roll with the punches sometimes and just let it go. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. Patrick Curtis is pissed off at GOP-controlled states passing laws designed to suppress voting. Yeah, why can't Republicans just try to be better candidates instead of making stricter rules. It doesn't make sense to me. It's stupid. It's lazy. It's lazy, really. Just be a better person instead of trying to make the rules stricter so you can win easier. Let's move on to Facebook. Leslie Zebrowitz, favorite contributor to What's Pissing You Off Wednesday. She's pissed off because they redid specials at her kids' school so that kids do the same thing back to back and rotate instead of rotating daily. I have no idea why. Yeah, there's more to what she said. She's just upset about they're changing the scheduling at school and it doesn't really make sense. And it's the way she was explaining it, and she had a color chart, and it just was dumb, and it just the amount of stuff that these kids have to pay attention to, it's probably better to give them the same schedule every day or every other day instead of like having it change around all the goddamn time. It's almost as annoying as new math or common core math or whatever the fuck that is. I mean, why do we have to keep making things so goddamn difficult for the kids? Just doesn't make sense. Or we're making them easier, but we're not actually making them easier. We're making them harder. They need good regimented learning to get through life better. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but it is annoying that schools do stupid shit like this, like changing the scheduling around and stuff like that. I'm like, get bent. Mike Gray is pissed off at he hates seeing headlines like, you need to stop what you're doing and watch the most epic movie streaming on blank right now. Yeah. Or, yeah. Yeah. No, like the clickbait articles. This is about clickbait articles, and it is rather obnoxious to have to deal with clickbait articles, like because like they give you this title, and then you go in, you click on the article, and then you try to find the one that they're talking about, and it's like buried under like 30 to 40 fucking pages. Meanwhile, you've wasted a half an hour of your workday looking for this shit. Ridiculous. Steve Dodge. The word bipartisan pisses me off. I'm sick of hearing it because it ain't gonna happen. Well, it's not gonna happen with that type of attitude, that's for sure. But I do hate that bipartisan has to be like important. That bipartisan has to be like a big deal. We should always just act bipartisan. You know? It's stupid that we have to like force ourselves to act bipartisan. I hate partisan politics. Partisan politics is so goddamn annoying. But I talked about this in my last podcast episode. So go hear me or listen to me or watch me talk about it there. Let's see. Last one. Well, actually, Ben Davis and this other guy on Twitter talked about Texas and California. I think it was Texas and Florida. I'm sorry. And yeah, Texas is they both have lowered or have zero COVID standards and stuff like that. And it's just like, let's wait a couple weeks and see how the numbers are. You know, because it's not like they're saying. Well, they're saying go ahead and do what you want, but they're also they're lifting the mask mandates, but they're also telling people, you know, keep wearing a mask because they're like trying to trust their citizens to do the right thing. They're not going to do the right thing, but they're trying to trust their citizens to do the right thing. Let's see. One more is Harry Kendrick. He's pissed off at reporters at press conferences who repeat questions that have already been answered by the person giving the press conference. I guess they can write, but they can't listen. Yeah. I hate when, like, you're watching a press conference and the person has to say, well, I already talked about that in my opening statement. Did you not hear what I said? That is stupid. Like, if your job is to report, you should probably also be good at listening too. And if you're not listening to the beginning of the damn, press conference where they're giving lots of information, so maybe you won't have to ask that question in the first place because they probably answered your question. You just had to ask the question because that's what you were there for. But maybe if you actually listened at the beginning of the press conference to hear what they had to say, then you probably wouldn't have had to have the person leading the press conference, embarrass you and tell you, oh, we already answered that question in the beginning. Maybe you should have listened. Happy What's Pissing You Off Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and or listening to the episode today. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to let me know what you thought. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.